Welcome to the Playroom.
Prepare to be dazzled.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
It's my new favorite device of ever.
The Playroom, hosted by your man, Blaze.
I'm the number one DJ.
Why settle for number two when you can have number one?
Hey, give me another beat.
The Playroom don't play.
Yeah.
Sit your down. It's time for the Playroom.
Don't talk, just listen.
We all the way live, baby. It's the Playroom, 97.3, 1510 AM, 303-297-1510. What's up, people?
What's going on, baby?
How's everybody doing, man?
I'm doing good.
We got our first show under our belt.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all feeling good?
Got the jitters out. It was real good. It was real good to be back.
Got the jitter bugs out. On the show today, Big Scoop Jackson from ESPN Radio. And what else does he do?
Oh, ESPN First Take. You see him banging on with Skip Bayless in the morning on ESPN First Take. He's ESPN Page 2 contributor. He's done everything. He's the editor of Slam Magazine, Double XL. He's been in the Chicago Tribune, USA Today.
He's big. He's big.
Man.
We also got my man Big Kevin from All Pro Moving. He could move your home. He could move your dorm. You know, you got kids going to college. You trying to move your business somewhere.
Yeah.
A restaurant. You know, Kevin's going to come on and tell us exactly how All Pro Moving can hook us up. My man Big Dan. Also, we got a lawyer on here, Dan Murphy, the best lawyer in the Mile High City.
Now, we brought him on. He's going to talk about something really interesting.
He is.
Today.
So
something real helpful.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go
anywhere. It's going to be a good day. Good day. And I know you know about Green Light Garden Supplies they're off of Koufax, right? East Koufax. You need any kind of garden supplies for your tomatoes.
Yes.
You run on down there and get them. 303-297-1510. Hit us up if you want to talk about anything. We're going to have Scoop Jackson on here in just a minute. We just chilling. What y'all doing back over there? We all good?
Everybody's good, yeah. Oh, my boy Butch is in the building.
Butch here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up,
What's
Big
going on,
Butch?
Butch?
Hey, Big Butch. Park Hill native. 303-297-1510. Also, if you hit us up on Facebook, like us on Facebook, just type in the Playroom. You know, we might have some tickets for you.
We might have some.
Yeah.
You never know.
We might have some tickets for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What else?
So yeah, man, Whitney Houston.
Oh,
Did
man.
everybody catch that funeral?
I was gonna try not to touch on that for a minute.
Oh, we gotta
Whitney
pay
stuff.
homage for a quick second.
Yeah, you know,
R.I.P. Whitney. We're gonna miss you. But did anybody catch the funeral service today?
I did, and I was there was parts of it that had me choked up. Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It definitely choked me up. And he spoke with great sincerity. I mean, this was a guy who had great control and power in movies back in the day, and basically said it was his decision to put Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard, and actually waited a year to film it because she was on tour, and went to whoever was Warner Brothers or whoever was in control of that and said, look, I want her in the movie, and I think we should wait a year. And I think that was very, very touching. And I mean, he really spoke from the heart, and I think that's who had me choked up the most at that funeral.
Yeah.
Whitney, the flags were flown at half mast.
Oh, they got that approved.
Well, yeah, the man in New Jersey's like, we're gonna do this.
We're
the
doing
governor,
it.
yeah, we're gonna do this regardless. I think what we should do is is Dan in there? Let's bring Dan on in.
There.
Dan, our lawyer expert, talk about a couple DUI things and a couple other things we got going on here in Mile High City. I'm gonna sit over here, Dan. (303-297-1510). If you have anything to talk about, DUI or lawyer, we have our expert here in the building.
Dan, how are you today?
Doing well, fellas. How's it going?
Good, doing good. Dan, tell us a little bit about what you do and introduce yourself to our listeners.
Okay, I'm a attorney in Denver here. I do mostly criminal defense. Went to DU Law School. Been practicing close to 18 years now. Criminal, like I said, the main area of my practice, DUIs, assaults, anything up and down the chain. Sex assault cases, traffic tickets. Pretty much my experience has been, I worked at the public defender's office for a while, which was great. A lot of good experience there. A little crazy. Just living the dream, Denver, Colorado.
Dan is going to be giving us some really important information today, guys. You really want to listen in. You are a DUI expert. Tell us a little bit about the DUI. What happens when those lights go on? And what do we do, man? How do we handle this?
Coming from them clubs downtown.
Right. I've never done that, but for those of you that have, this will be good information for you.
Well, what you got to understand is these guys have special units, DUI units, that are out looking for people, and as a result, the cop will come see you driving, and for whatever reason, bad driving, whatever, they come up and light you up, and people get stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And
Man.
Cops come walking up on you, and even if, say you've had just one drink and you're still stressed out, they always ask if you had something to drink. And my advice to all my clients going forward and all my clients in the past, you do not have to tell them anything. You can say no, you can say I choose not to speak, and then they'll start trying to get you to do stuff. Well, then come out of the car, do these tests. We got these little tests you can do called the roadside maneuvers. Well, you know what? You don't have to do them. And that's the most important thing, because there's nobody videotaping it. There's nobody watching it other than a police officer and yourself. And just imagine how stressed you are on the side of the road, trying to stand there, do a walk a line, turn around, lift your foot up, do all this stuff. You don't have to do it. It's a Fourth Amendment constitutional right. That
you hear that, people? You do not have to do it. When they pull you over and they ask you that question,
shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. Have you been drinking?
No.
That's right.
Well, sir, if you haven't been drinking, then why don't you get out and do some tests and you'll be on your way. And the police are great at getting you to do it. They say, well, we're going to have to impound your car. We're going to search your car. You're going to have to pay for storage and all that stuff. We're going to arrest you if you don't do them. Yes, sir, I understand. And you go down to the station and you take the chemical test, take the breath test or the blood test. Now, with the advent of the
let me ask you a question about that. What is the preferred? What do we do there? Is there one over the other that's better for us in that situation?
Well, you've got with the medical marijuana thing, there's been a rise in officers trying to force people into taking blood tests, because if they see some erratic driving, let me back up a little bit. This is why it's important not to take the roadsides, because including the roadsides is this portable breath test. If you take that and it blows zeros, and they still think you're intoxicated, they will try to make you take the blood test. And most people don't realize they don't have to. So, for example, if I was a medical marijuana user and I was sober, I would want to take the breath test because it's going to come up zeros because I haven't been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the blood test may show levels of medicinal marijuana in my system that may come back to bite me going forward to court. So that's why it's really important that you kind of know your own situation.
Gotcha.
But you should take the chemical test or you lose your license for a year. But you don't have to take the roadsides. I cannot stress that enough. Do not take the roadsides.
Okay.
I got a question, especially concerning this rash of incidents with high profile entertainers, athletes getting caught up with DUIs and driving while intoxicated on whatever substance. What would you what would you tell the people who are just regular, everyday Joes that, because I think the stars and famous people get like preferential treatment. How would you tell someone who's just like a regular everyday person that got caught with a DUI, DWAI? What should they do after they're arrested and they get out of jail? What are the first things that they should do?
Well, the first thing you got to do is contact an attorney, because this is serious stuff. People don't realize the ancillary costs behind any conviction. What will happen is they try to the police or the district attorney's office and the court. You go into a initial appearance, and the DAs offer you the deals. Well, they're always alcohol deals. DWAI. They'll say I'll reduce the charge for you, but in essence, they're not reducing the charge because it's still an alcohol offense, and the alcohol offense is the key. You don't want an alcohol offense on your record at any point.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So what you want to do is you say, no, I need to talk to an attorney. You get a continuance from the judge. You contact an attorney if you haven't done so. Another key thing to remember, though, is if you take the breath test, folks, and you're over a .080, you'll know you're over because the police will give you a little piece of yellow paper and take your license. You have 7 days to request a hearing from the Department of Motor Vehicles, Department of Revenue Motor Vehicle Division. And if you do that, you have a hearing as to whether they can revoke your license for 9 months. If you don't do that, if that 7 days passes, you're out of luck and you lose your license for 9 months. Not a suspension, not a red license, a revocation, no driving at all. So it's really important to get in front of this. Most people don't want to deal with bad things, and that's natural. It's a human instinct. But I tell people, you come in and see me or any other lawyer, you don't have to deal with it. Now I'm dealing with it.
Now, don't you guys go away saying that we here at the Playroom are condoning drinking and driving.
No, hell no. Well, no.
You're not.
No,
we are just giving you some tools for
the information.
Your
the information, because sometimes what happens, you go to happy hour and you might have had one drink and you're swerving down Colfax, passing. You're trying to look over at Pete's Kitchen, trying to grab your burrito, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
A good analogy, you might have had one cocktail and you're reaching for your cell phone, you're reaching to turn up the radio or whatever you're doing, you're reaching, if you're women, you're reaching to put on your makeup or whatever you're doing, and you're not paying attention to what you should be on the road, and you'll swerve a little bit, you will have alcohol in your breath, and you'll probably blow, over the legal limit.
Well, I don't know about that, but let me give you this little analogy. Here's what I talk to juries about. Okay,
I love analogies.
You have a guy who's driving down the street at 2:00 in the afternoon. He's got his Burger King Whopper in his hands, and the ketchup and stuff's going down his arm, and he wants to clean it, and he swerves out of his lane a couple of times real quick. No harm done, keeps going forward. Same situation exactly, except it's 2:00 in the morning. Which guy gets pulled over?
2:00.
2:00 in the morning.
A.M.
So, just because you're accused of something, just because you're stopped and charged with this crime, doesn't mean that you have to plead guilty to anything. That's what this country's founded on, and that's what myself and other DUI's attorneys fight to prevent.
Dan, one more question. So what if you're in a situation where you're in your car and you have an open container sitting there and the officer sees that? How do we handle that?
Well, it is illegal to drive in Colorado with an open container. It wasn't for a while, kind of in that old Wild West.
Right.
You ride around with 40.
Yeah, Colorado thing, yeah.
As long as
the driver didn't have it. But it is illegal, so you will get a ticket for that. And but your other rights remain going forward. You'll get a ticket for an open container, but that doesn't mean you have to admit to drinking. That doesn't mean you have to take any roadside sobriety tests.
Do you have to allow them to search your vehicle?
Well, that's a kind of a complicated issue. If the police have a right to search a vehicle if they think there are weapons possibly in the vehicle. Say, for example, a police officer's pulling you over and your passenger starts crouching down and stuffing something under the seat.
You should have saw Dan like he was stuffing something from over at high level health down underneath the seat.
A police officer will probably search your vehicle on that one, and you got nothing you can do about it. But now if the officer says, fellas, what's going on? Nothing. I haven't been doing anything. Get you out of the car and says, listen, I want to search the vehicle. You say, no, get a warrant. Well, we're just going to get the dogs here. We're going to sniff around, and you'll just have to wait out here in the cold. Okay.
Go get them.
Go get the dogs.
Yeah. Right.
That's what's up.
Make the police do their job.
That's right. That's Big Dan Murphy, 303-318-7181. Big Murphy Law, man. Looking real good over there.
Thanks, fellas.
We got people listening right now from Facebook. Mr. Hannah Bacon. What's up, Hannah? 303-297-1510. It's the Playroom. My man Big J, Big Brian, we holding it down. Big up. My man Kevin's in the building, All Pro Moving. Don't go nowhere. He's going to tell you exactly how to move your home or your business to the next level. I need a guitar.
I do too. I need a beatbox. Beatbox.
The Playroom.
Peace.